Hello everyone, and look what the cat dragged in here. I mean, the cat itself is here and the only thing she probably wants to drag is the commander into her room, for sure. So we are getting the needy commander obsessed landmine type catgirl Basti this time, and she is a special one. By the way, what's up with Micah that both Global and CN are getting back to back Corrosion dolls? What gives? CN is already playing 2 Corrosion teams and now they can start building a third one, I guess? Anyway, back to topic. So with Basti coming in, the obvious question is who's he gonna replace in the Corrosion team, how good she actually is, do you need her, do you need dupes for her? And we are going to go through all of it. Her kit, her gameplay style, Vertebrae, where she fits, and what your pool strategy should look like. So let's get into it. But before we start, I want to mention that I have heard her story event contains very significant spoilers and references to the Dawn Forger major event story. Again, because apparently Micah doesn't care about maintaining the story order for us and likes to shuffle things around. So here's your warning if you care about that. Okay, let's get started with the quick TLDR first. Basti is a Corrosion handgun support. Her role is to be the Corrosion team's tile generator, team buffer, healer and debuffer all wrapped into one very cute package. She can also teleport and reposition allies around the battlefield. She is actually a very simple character. Her gameplay involves actually deploying landmines onto the field, true to her name, which activate with nearby enemies, and she just basically covers the entire field with Corrosion tiles. She is very good at that. And this becomes even more powerful when in near future we'll get the tile elemental reaction update on global. This is why in CN, Basti is a really popular and staple unit after that update. In fact, they officially showed that on the very first season of their new Endless Corridor tower climbing game mode, Basti was the most used doll above floor 100. So keep this in mind about her future value. The other big thing is that she has lots of team overall damage buffs, including attack up 2 in her kit, which Misty lacks right now, making her slightly better while they compete for the same role. Her pull recommendation is the best part. She is one of the most cost efficient units in the game compared to her value. Just V0 and nothing else. Her dupes are not necessary. You should save your remaining pulls for Lorelei and Cheyenne who are coming up, so get her V0, be happy, don't overextend. Can you skip her? Well, technically yes, if you have a high dupe and better invested Miss2 already, then you can skip her and keep your current team. But you'll still eventually want to have Basti in your account in near future, so make that decision as you want. I would say if you can afford, just a V0 pull should be sufficient. Her signature weapon is also worth mentioning. It provides similar buff value to what Miss2's signature gives the team, so if you are looking for that replacement, picking up her weapon alongside V0 is a reasonable consideration. But it's not necessary, just V0 is completely fine. And lastly, who does she replace in the team? She is definitely built like a Miss2 replacement. They compete for the same position and overlap in some areas like healing, tile generation and same Corrosion debuff that don't stack. But their specialties are different. Miss2 is more like a sniping support damage dealer and boosts support attacks to do Corrosion damage, while Basti brings more team damage boosts. They can still run together and both contribute meaningfully. Right now, the one to be replaced from the team is gonna be Peritia. Only one cat on the team at a time. Why? Because Peritia needs to be played with Miss2, so her support attacks can do Corrosion damage. Without Miss2, Peritia will perform subpar even with her new expansion key. But Miss2 is not dependent on Peritia and you will not lose her value. Also, with just Basti plus one more support attack, you can maintain your Klukai double ulting each round, so Peritia isn't necessary there anymore either. That's her gist, and now let me go through her full kit and look at the skill details. Her skill 1 is the ally repositioning skill with a teleport, and she repositions herself as well, plus some heals and cleanses. This one isn't used frequently in static boss fights like in Gunsmoke, but can be useful in other modes like Expansion Drill and Extreme Peak, etc. You can also use this skill to reposition Miss2 who's otherwise rooted in the same tile. Her skill 2 is the one you will be spamming most of the times. This is the landmine deployment skill. She can use this skill up to 2 times per turn at V0 and still follow up with another skill in the same turn. The landmines are called cuties and they self-destruct as soon as they detect an enemy within their 3 tile radius. This deals AoE Corrosion damage equal to 100% attack, creates Corrosion tiles for 2 turns in that AoE and applies the Toxic Inundation debuff to the enemies in that area for 2 turns. Toxic Inundation is the same debuff from Miss2 that makes the enemy take 25% more Corrosion damage, but it doesn't stack. Also, when the mines detonate, Basti recovers HP equal to 80% attack and 1 stability index. Maximum of 2 mines can be on field at the same time. Her ultimate is a huge, bigger than Vector's AoE corrosion damage equal to 150% attack to the target and all enemies within 8 tile radius. This also creates corrosion tiles for 2 turns in that entire area and applies 1 stack of grudge to enemies. Grudge is important. While a grudge holder is within 8 tiles of Basti and attacks, 1 grudge stack gets consumed and Basti fires a special support attack dealing AoE corrosion damage equal to 100% attack to that enemy. This is her source of support attack that helps maintain your Klukai's ult cycle. Her passive is the final piece in her kit. At the start of each turn she gains 1 confectance. You only spend confectance with her skill 1, so it's fine. At the start of battle, she creates corrosion tiles where all allied dolls are standing for 2 turns. Every time she moves, she leaves corrosion tiles in a 1 tile radius around herself lasting 2 turns. Enemies on allied corrosion tiles gain scribbled funny face, which is a debuff that increases their corrosion damage taken by 15%. And when they take corrosion damage, the attacker is healed for 15% of that damage. And also when a landmine is summoned and at the start of each turn, if allied units are standing on corrosion tiles, they gain insignia of camaraderie and attack up 2 for 2 turns. You know, attack up 2 is straight plus 15% attack and the other one is plus 15% damage buff with 1 stability restore at end of action. So the whole team is gonna be on corrosion tiles getting buffed constantly. For her Vertebrae, she is a complete unit at V0 full stop. But there is a bait breakpoint which is her V3 where her support abilities max out. It's usually considered because her team-wide damage buffs get boosted a lot in it and she also kinda becomes a universal support that you can play in other teams. But no, Lorelei V2 will be better in that regard, so I wouldn't recommend going for Basti V3 specifically. Unless you are a whale and you are going to V6 her no matter what. Anything beyond her V3 is just her personal damage improvements which is not her role and not necessary. So yep, that's it, just V0 full stop like I said. Her signature weapon is her best in slot and is worth considering after V0. The thing that makes it good is that team-wide corrosion damage increase that's similar to Mistu's signature. So if you are planning to replace Mistu with her and you had Mistu's signature, then get her signature weapon as well. But the second choice and the F2P alternative is Hestia, which while lacks that team damage buff, doesn't fall behind a lot in her personal damage. So you can absolutely give it to her. You can also give the Battle Pass handgun to her as well if you got that, which boosts her healing output if that matters to you. But otherwise Hestia is still the better alternative to her signature. For her weapon attachments, you can use either Phase Strike or Close Assault set on her. Both are universally suitable for everyone and whichever set you have farmed, you can give that to her. If you V6'd her and want her to do damage, then I guess Corrosion Boost will be your best in slot option. Stat priorities are attack percentage first, then flat attack, crit rate and then crit damage. Her heals also scale with attack, so this works out nicely. Target stat numbers should be 3.8k plus attack, 95% crit rate and 150% crit damage. For fixed keys, you definitely give her key 2 Street Art to buff team damage even more. Key 3 Pain Dependence is your second choice. This one specifically to negate Lind's root effect while still maintaining the defense down from that. And the third one should be either key 5 Frightening Gift if you need enemy buff dispel or key 4 Genius Troublemaker if you need more heals. Her own common key is actually really good DPS key and you should use it on your main DPS unit. She has low priority being a support. She can use Litara, Sarkri, Vepli, these common keys. Her recommended remolding core flowers are 2 attack unities, 2 fighting spirits and 2 attack boosts. Prioritize corrosion unity and corrosion boost substats to get those maxed. About her team, Basti belongs in the corrosion team with Klukai, Lind, Fetusa and Mistu as the flex 5th slot. Right now, as I mentioned, Basti and Mistu can actually run together while Peritia gets benched. When we get Harpsy in coming updates, we can try replacing Mistu with her as well to reduce the overlap. And the meta corrosion lineup on CN is exactly this with just Alter Groza in the 5th slot and Nemesis Alter as the optional replacement of Fetusa. But with more new corrosion dolls coming to CN, there will be a lot more possibility and variety of corrosion team building in future. Also, like I said, Basti is going to become increasingly more relevant when the tile reaction system update arrives because she will be the primary corrosion tile applicator for mixed elemental teams, not just the pure corrosion lineup. So her value actually grows over time rather than getting phased out. Her skill rotation is also very simple and straightforward. At V0, you simply spam her skill 2 landmines and do ultimate whenever it's available. You can use her skill 1 if necessary after the landmines on the alternate turns when ult is on cooldown or can skip it. At V1, she can use her skill to 3 times per turn, so the rotation just reflects that change, that's all. In the team rotation, Basti usually goes first, followed by Klukai, Lind, then Fetusa and Mistu. Later in future, Alter Groza will be the last one to act, and Fetusa can be replaced by Alter Nemesis as mentioned before. Okay, final verdict time. Basti has a genuinely delightful design, and if you are charmed by that, you should go get her. On the meta side, you should also get her V0. She is a strong corrosion support at base level, and if you have built the Klukai core, you want her completing that lineup. The team is meaningfully better with her in it. Save your extra pulls beyond V0 for Lorelei and others coming in future. Basti V0 is sufficient, I can't reiterate that enough. The next pull after her V0 should be her signature weapon. And if you do have money laying around and want to invest further, go for V6 cause why not. And that wraps up the full review for Basti. She is a fun unit both on and off field. And I will be pulling her V0 anyway because my Peritia is still V0 and she is ass. But let me know in the comments what's your plan. Are you pulling her, have you already pulled her, or are you saving the rest for Lorelei? Drop your thoughts below. If the video helped, leave a like and subscribe, hit the hype button, join the channel membership, or send a super thanks if you want to support the channel. Thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Goodbye.